Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another comedy and drama night. Tonight, I'll be reviewing 3 O'Clock High, released in 1987. Directed by Phil Joanou, from a script by Richard Christian Matheson and Thomas Solasi. Starring Casey Seimaszko, Anne Ryan, Richard Tyson, Stacey Glick, Jeffrey Tambor, Philip Baker Hall, John P. Ryan, Caitlin O'Heaney, and Mitch Pileggi. Now, this is a film that not many people know about. It is a comedy film, kind of in the vein of those films that you might remember by more famous directors like Chris Columbus and John Hughes. But this one, I think it deserves to be better remembered than what it is. It is well directed, it is well acted, all around the board. I really like Casey Seimaszko as Jerry Mitchell. His character is highly likable, and you're immediately on board with his character right from the start of this film. It's unfortunate that this film ended up tanking at the box office and not really doing that well, because this was the first film with Casey Seimaszko as the leading man in it. And had it been a success, I think it probably could have cemented him as the next Michael J. Fox. I mean, Michael J. Fox embodied that same kind of a character where he's the unlikely leading man, and Casey actually embodies that as well. And it's just a shame that this film wasn't as successful as it was. And then from this point forward, he was still a prolific actor in stuff, but it was more just in supporting roles and nothing as the leading man like he got in this. And then there is Richard Tyson as the character of Buddy Revell, the main villain, if you will, from this story. And Richard Tyson, this was the first thing I believe I've seen him in, and I was immediately impressed by his performance in this. He plays the character not as just a full-on bully, but as this misunderstood, badass character that many people are afraid of because of his reputation, and he hits things off in a very bad way with Casey's Jerry. And I think his performance as Buddy Revell is just totally off the charts. It's badass while he's on here, and the final fight scene between Casey and him is, though not very believable that Casey would ever be able to hold his own against Richard Tyson. Richard Tyson would beat his ass in a real fight. It was very well directed and well staged to be a believable final moment in this film. Excellently done. Stacey Glick is adorable as Casey's Jerry character's younger sister. She is just great throughout this. Her words of wisdom toward Jerry throughout this is just priceless. She is just so cute and adorable and great in her role, as is his best friend, Anne Ryan's Franny. This character is the character that is actually interested in being with Jerry, but Jerry is more interested in all of the hotter women around him in this film, one of which is Caitlin O'Heaney as Miss Farmer. And she is very, very attractive as this character, even though she's wearing the glasses and she's, trying to play it down, her beauty. I've always thought she was a very attractive actress, so seeing her playing this not so much seductress of a teacher, but in his mind, she is. This is one of those films where you see the teacher up there and she's just this innocent, sweet nice teacher, but in his eyes, when he's looking at her, he's seeing this sexed up version of it. And I always like that in these films just because it just gives the ideas in the head of the character that you're watching. And I like that. That's just so cool. Jeffrey Tambor as Mr. Rice. He always stands out in any role he's in. He's not always highly likable, and that's why most people don't like him as an actor, because he doesn't go out and intentionally try to play likable characters. He's mostly playing those characters that you despise and don't like very much, but always a great supporting actor in anything he does. Jeffrey Tambor was great in this. As is John P. Ryan as Mr. O'Rourke. Now, this character, he thinks of himself as this tough, badass teacher, but when he has to deal with Buddy Revell, he gets his ass knocked out. I love that sequence. But John P. Ryan's always good in anything he's in. I really like him as an actor. It's a shame that he only played in mostly these, smaller supporting roles. He never really got anything big. I would like to have seen him try to get something where he would have gotten a more major role in something. But overall, I think this film, it deserves to be remembered as more than just a footnote and a flop at the box office. I think it's just as good, like I said, as any of Chris Columbus or John Hughes's films. I think it is well directed, it is well written, and it is well acted all around the board. And like I said about Casey Seimaszko as Jerry and Richard Tyson as Buddy, they drive this story forward with great performances, and Casey's hugely likable in his role. So my final review of 3 O'Clock High, I am going to give this film a 9.2 out of 10. This film is very underrated classic in my opinion, and it deserves a lot more credit. But what do you guys think of 3 O'Clock High? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up, it will go up for all other Plus members to view prior to it going up for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help me to get even more reviews on here that I might not normally review, become a Plus member.
Well, that's the end of another Comedy and Drama Night. If you missed last week's Comedy and Drama Night, check out the link above. Or if you missed any of the videos during Comedy and Drama Night, check out this playlist and get caught up on anything you've missed.